Hey YouTube, I wanted to talk about balancing going hard in the paint, saving precious metals investing, and balancing that with actually having fun. Because I think people get caught up into two different categories, and I've been caught up in those two different categories of sometimes all I'm doing is going hard in the paint and saving, and I'm not having any fun. And it becomes unsustainable. And then on the other side, I think that sometimes you will also get caught up living high on the hog. And just like when you're going hard in the paint, if you live high on the hog for too long, it becomes unsustainable and you're not able to meet your saving and investing goals. So I want to talk about striking that balance and finding what works, because it's something that's really, really difficult. I think you can get really extreme when it comes to going hard in the paint and saving, because you know you can add up so many different things that can help you grow your stack and help you to invest more and more. And I think that some of those things can be good at times, whether it's taking on overtime, maybe an extra side hustle, learning to budget and learning to limit your spending, or just straight up saying no to things that aren't your priority at the moment. I think all of those things are skills that we should learn and be able to implement at different times. So I think there's a time and place for all of those things. But if you go for, months and months and months where all you're doing is going hard in the paint and you're not saving time and energy and money for the things that you enjoy, it's gonna become unsustainable. So you have to balance that and find that balance in there, and realize that you shouldn't be taking the overtime all the time. You shouldn't be only working on that side hustle all the time. And it's okay to go out of your normal spending every now and then. And it's okay to break your budget every now and then. And it's okay to say no to things and say no because of money reasons for things. But it's not okay to let that kind of rule your life. And conversely, it's not okay to live high on the hog all the time. You can't be taking off work for extended periods and, overspending on food all the time and overspending on countless hobbies. You can imagine, just looking at what's in front of you, I do have a few hobbies that can get expensive. And it's okay to have those hobbies. You have to learn how to prioritize those things and work in, hey, what's a reasonable amount to be doing that hobby? And what's a reasonable amount to say yes to when friends want to hang out or friends want to go do things that cost money? Because there is certainly a reasonable amount to do that, and you have to take into account what is it that's going to bring you the most joy and not preclude you from meeting the financial goals that you've set in your life. So I think a few things that can help with this are having your one thing that you do for fun. And, whether it's, you see in front of you, maybe it's a shooting sport, or maybe it's tennis, or maybe it's watching a specific sport, or maybe it's some kind of exercise or going to the gym. But having that one thing you can focus on can be so, so great for helping you to narrow in on what's going to make you happy. And I think if you do have more than one thing, maybe make it a sustainable rotation of things that you're going to do. Don't, go jumping around hobby to hobby to hobby, but maybe if you do tend to get bored with things, maybe you have one hobby that you can put down for a little bit, and then you can pick up on another hobby for a short amount of time. And that might help you find a little bit of that balance where you're not getting completely bored of things, but you're also not having to spend a ton of money. I think that could be a good remedy for those who do have, the shorter attention spans and do need to have different things going on at different times. I think another thing that can help you out if you're trying to find that balance is to figure out those things that I can buy once and enjoy for years and years and years ahead. And sometimes if you buy once, cry once, you are going to have to spend more money. There's no way around it. But if you spend that money now, if you can get years and years of enjoyment and entertainment from buying it now, then go ahead. Take advantage of that now. That's something that you can spend once, and then you're going to get so much enjoyment out of it in the years to come. I think that sometimes we put off buying those expensive things and doing those things that might make us really, really happy in life because we don't want to have that initial outlay of cash. I know that's how I was with shooting sports for a long time. I didn't want to spend the money to get started because it can be an expensive hobby to get started. So once I did it though, I bit the bullet, no pun intended, and I got into the sport, and I've loved it ever since. And there's definitely a sustainable amount where you're not having to go out and buy a ton of gear once you've gotten into the sport and you've gotten your feet wet into it. But I also think that, that took years of research before I was comfortable with that and went in and got into the sport. But every sport's going to be a little bit different, and I never shy people away from doing lots of research before they jump into things. But I think it's also easy in life to get caught up in doing that research and saying, I'm going to do it one day, and never actually going to do it. And yeah, I'm probably guilty of that when I am going hard in the paint. I'll tell myself, I'm just going to research this topic, and keep putting off actually getting into it and doing the thing. So I think that if you take a couple of those lessons and you try and find that balance for you, I think that can be a really, really powerful thing, because it's not always about the money. You have to find a balance where you are putting away for retirement and you are saving for the future, but you're also finding ways to have fun and live in the moment, because both of those things are super, super important, especially in our modern world. So we'll continue talking about more of these kind of sensible outlooks to precious metals and investing overall. And I hope you continue to join me on this journey, and feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Take care.